Consider the sun and the magnifying glass. The sun's rays, when diffused, provide gentle warmth, but when those same rays are concentrated through a magnifying glass onto a single point, they can start a fire. Your consciousness operates on the same principle. When your attention is scattered across 1,000 different desires, fears, and concerns, you remain powerless. But when you learn to focus that same consciousness into a laser beam of concentrated awareness, you become capable of burning through any obstacle that stands between you and your desire. The ancient mystics understood this principle. They knew that attention is the key to all transformation. Where your attention goes, your life force flows. Where your life force flows, your world grows. This is not metaphor. This is the literal truth of your existence. You are not a body with a consciousness. You are consciousness expressing itself through a body. And consciousness, when properly focused, recognizes no obstacles, because it is the very substance from which all obstacles are made. I want you to understand something fundamental about the nature of reality. Everything you see, everything you experience, everything you call your world, is nothing more than consciousness objectified. Your outer world is simply the reflection of your inner states. When you truly comprehend this, you realize that changing your outer world is not about struggling against external circumstances, but about changing the inner states of consciousness that produce those circumstances. The person who has learned to focus their consciousness has learned to control their world. They do not fight against conditions, they create conditions. They do not struggle against obstacles, they dissolve obstacles by assuming the consciousness that cannot recognize their existence. This is what makes them unstoppable, not because they have special powers, but because they have awakened to the power they always possessed. Let me tell you about the nature of desire itself. Every desire you have is actually God's desire to experience itself more fully through you. Your desire for wealth, for love, for success, for health, these are not separate from the divine. They are the divine seeking to know itself through your particular expression. When you align your consciousness with your desire, you align with the creative power of the universe itself. But here's where most people fail. They desire, but they do not focus. They want, but they do not concentrate. They dream, but they do not inhabit their dreams. They treat their desires as something outside themselves that they must chase, capture, and possess. This is the consciousness of lack, and it produces more lack. The focused mind knows that every desire is already fulfilled in consciousness, and by maintaining focused attention on that fulfillment, it must manifest in the physical world. The secret to becoming unstoppable is to live in the consciousness of your wish fulfilled. Not to hope for it, not to work toward it, not to struggle for it, but to live in it. This requires a quality of focus that most people have never developed. It requires you to be so concentrated in your desired state that you can maintain it regardless of what your physical senses report. Imagine a skilled archer drawing back the bowstring. The archer does not focus on the obstacles between the arrow and the target. The archer does not focus on the possibility of missing. The archer focuses entirely on the target, seeing it so clearly, feeling the arrow already there, that when the string is released, the arrow has no choice but to find its mark. This is the consciousness of the unstoppable person. Your imagination is your bow, your desire is your arrow, and your focused attention is the string that propels your desire into manifestation. But you must pull that string back with such intensity of focus that there is no room in your consciousness for doubt, fear, or contrary evidence. You must become so concentrated in your desired state that you feel it, taste it, breathe it, live it. The Bible says faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Faith is not belief in something external to yourself. Faith is the concentrated focus of consciousness on a desired state, until that state becomes more real to you than your current circumstances. This is the faith that moves mountains, not because it appeals to some external deity, but because it concentrates the creative power of consciousness into an unstoppable force. When you have learned to focus your consciousness with this intensity, you discover that you are not subject to the laws of the physical world, but the physical world is subject to the laws of your consciousness. You are not at the mercy of circumstances. Circumstances are at the mercy of your focused attention. You are not limited by your past. Your past is recreated by your present focus. This is perhaps the most revolutionary understanding you can have. The past does not create the present. The present creates the past. Every moment of focused attention is a creative act that reaches backward through time and forward through space, reorganizing the very fabric of reality to conform to your concentrated consciousness. But this power comes with a responsibility. You must be careful what you focus on, because you will surely experience it. Your consciousness is like a photographic plate that records every image you hold steadily before it. If you focus on lack, you will experience lack. If you focus on limitation, you will experience limitation. If you focus on your desire fulfilled, you will experience your desire fulfilled. The unstoppable person has learned to be selective with their focus. They understand that their attention is their most precious resource, and they guard it jealously. They do not allow their consciousness to be scattered by the opinions of others, the appearance of circumstances, or the fears of the ego. They maintain their focus on their desired state with the same intensity that a mother protects her child. This is not easy, my friends. It requires discipline, practice, and a willingness to persist when everything around you seems to contradict your inner vision. But this persistence is what makes you unstoppable. Not the absence of obstacles, but the presence of such focused consciousness. Obstacles become irrelevant. Consider the story of David and Goliath. David was not stronger than Goliath, nor was he better armed. But David had something that Goliath lacked, a consciousness so focused on victory that he could not conceive of defeat. While others saw an insurmountable obstacle, David saw an opportunity to demonstrate the power of focused faith. The stone that felled Goliath was not thrown by David's arm. It was propelled by David's concentrated consciousness. You are David, and every limitation in your life is Goliath. You do not overcome these limitations by fighting them directly, but by focusing so intently on your desired state that the limitations dissolve in the light of your concentrated consciousness. This is the secret of the unstoppable person. They do not fight their way to success, they focus their way to success. The quality of your focus determines the quality of your life. Shallow focus produces shallow results. Deep focus produces profound results. Scattered focus produces chaotic results. Concentrated focus produces miraculous results. The degree to which you can focus your consciousness is the degree to which you can control your experience. But what does it mean to focus consciousness? It means to identify so completely with your desired state that you think from it, rather than about it. It means to assume the mental attitude of the person who has already achieved what you desire. It means to feel the feelings, think the thoughts, and hold the beliefs that naturally arise from the fulfillment of your desire. This is not pretense or self-deception. This is the most practical application of the deepest spiritual truth. You are what you are conscious of being. When you focus your consciousness on being wealthy, you become wealthy. When you focus your consciousness on being loved, you become loved. When you focus your consciousness on being successful, you become successful. The mystics of old spoke of the single eye that makes the whole body full of light. This single eye is your focused consciousness. When your consciousness is single, unified, concentrated on one desire, your whole world becomes full of the light of that desire's fulfillment. But when your consciousness is divided, scattered across many desires and fears, your world remains dark and confused. The unstoppable person has learned to see with his single eye. They have learned to focus the mind. They live in a world where their desires are already fulfilled. And from that world, they act with the confidence and authority of someone who has already achieved their goal. This is not wishful thinking or positive thinking. This is the scientific application of the laws of consciousness. Just as there are laws governing the physical world, there are laws governing the mental world. These laws are precise, predictable, and absolutely reliable. When you understand and apply these laws through focused consciousness, you become unstoppable because you are working with the fundamental creative power of the universe. The law of consciousness is simple. Consciousness always objectifies itself. Whatever you are conscious of being, you must become. Whatever you focus your attention on consistently, you must experience. This is not a belief system. This is the way consciousness operates. You cannot change this law any more than you can change the law of gravity. But you can learn to work with it, and when you do, you become unstoppable. The key to working with this law is to maintain your focus regardless of appearances. The physical world is always reflecting your past states of consciousness. When you begin to focus on a new state, the old manifestations will persist for a time. This is where most people fail. They see the old conditions and assume their focusing is not working. They abandon their new state and return to their old patterns of thinking. The unstoppable person understands that there is always a time lag between the change in consciousness and the change in conditions. They maintain their focus not because they see immediate results, but because they understand that their focused consciousness is the cause, and the change in conditions is the inevitable effect. They persist in their new state with the same certainty that a farmer persists in watering a seed, knowing that the harvest will come in due season. This persistence is not strain or effort. It is the natural result of being so identified with your desired state that you cannot conceive of being anything else. When you truly focus your consciousness on your wish fulfilled, maintaining that focus becomes as natural as breathing. You do not have to force yourself to think about your desire. You cannot stop thinking about it because you have become it. The difference between the person who occasionally thinks about their desire and the person who has focused their consciousness on their desire is like the difference between a flickering candle and a laser beam. Both produce light, but one is scattered and weak, while the other is concentrated and powerful. The laser beam can cut through steel not because it is a different kind of light, but because it is focused light. Your thoughts are the raw material of creation, but unless they are focused, they remain as powerless as scattered light. When you learn to focus your thoughts with laser-like intensity on your desired state, you become capable of cutting through any obstacle that stands between you and your goal. This is what makes you unstoppable. But focus alone is not enough. You must focus on the right thing in the right way. Most people focus on what they don't want, on their problems, on their limitations, on their fears. This focused attention on unwanted states makes them unstoppable in creating more unwanted experiences. The power of focused consciousness is neutral. It will create whatever you focus on consistently. The unstoppable person has learned to focus exclusively on their desired state. They have disciplined their attention to remain fixed on their goal, regardless of current circumstances. They understand that their focused consciousness is the seed from which their new world will grow, and they guard that seed with the same care that a gardener guards a rare and precious plant. This requires a complete reversal of most people think. Instead of trying to change conditions to match their desires, they change their consciousness to match their desires and let conditions follow. Instead of looking for evidence to support their desires, they provide the evidence through their focused consciousness. Instead of waiting for their desires to manifest before they can feel fulfilled, they feel fulfilled now and let the manifestation follow. This is the consciousness of the unstoppable person. They are not trying to get somewhere. They are already there. They are not trying to become something. They already are. They are not trying to achieve something. They have already achieved it. Their focus is not on the journey, but on the destination. Not on the process, but on the result. Not on the means, but on the end. When you can maintain this consciousness with unwavering focus, you become a magnet for your desires. You do not have to chase opportunities. Opportunities chase you. You do not have to force doors open. Doors open automatically. You do not have to struggle against resistance. Resistance dissolves in the presence of your focused consciousness. The Bible tells us that to him that hath shall be given, and from him that hath not shall be taken away even that which he hath. This is not a statement about fairness or justice. It is a description of how consciousness operates. Those who have the consciousness of wealth become wealthier. Those who have the consciousness of love become more loved. Those who have the consciousness of success become more successful. The unstoppable person has learned to cultivate the consciousness of having their desire fulfilled. They do not wait for external conditions to change before they can feel successful. They feel successful now and let the external conditions conform to their inner state. They understand that their consciousness is the cause and their conditions are the effect. This understanding gives them tremendous power because they are no longer at the mercy of external circumstances. They know that no matter what happens around them, they can always change their experience by changing their consciousness. They know that no matter how difficult their current situation appears, they can transform it by maintaining focused attention on their desired state. But this power must be used responsibly. When you discover that you can create your reality through focused consciousness, you must be careful to focus only on states that are in harmony with your highest good and the good of others. The power that can create wonderful experiences can also create terrible ones if misused. The truly unstoppable person focuses not just on personal desires, but on desires that serve the greater good. They understand that they are not separate from the rest of humanity, but are individualized expressions of the same consciousness that is expressing itself through everyone. When they focus on their own fulfillment, they are actually focusing on the fulfillment of all. This is the highest form of focus, to be so concentrated in your desired state that you transcend the limitations of the separate self and identify with the universal consciousness that is seeking to express itself through you. When you reach this level of focus, you become truly unstoppable because you are no longer working against the universe but with it. The ancient master spoke of this state as being in the world, but not of it. This means maintaining your focus on your desired state regardless of what appears to be happening in the physical world. It means being so identified with your inner vision that you cannot be moved by outer circumstances. It means being so focused on your destination that you are unaffected by the turbulence of the journey. This is the consciousness of the unstoppable person. They are immovable in their focus, yet flexible in their methods. They are unwavering in their vision, yet adaptable in their actions. They are certain of their destination, yet open to different paths. They have learned to focus their consciousness like a mountain focuses its weight, with such stability and concentration that nothing can move them from their chosen state. The secret to maintaining this focus is to realize that your desired state is not something you hope to achieve in the future. It is something you are experiencing now in consciousness. The future is simply the physical expression of your present consciousness. When you focus on your desires already fulfilled, you are not practicing wishful thinking. You are recognizing the truth of your being. You are not a physical being having a spiritual experience. You are a spiritual being having a physical experience. Your true nature is consciousness, and consciousness is always perfect, always complete, always fulfilled. When you focus on this truth, you become unstoppable. because you are no longer trying to get something you lack. You are simply allowing what you already are to be expressed. This is the ultimate secret of the unstoppable person. They do not focus on becoming something different. They focus on being what they already are. They do not focus on acquiring something external. They focus on expressing what is already within. They do not focus on changing their circumstances. They focus on recognizing the perfection that is always present. When you understand this, you realize that there is nothing you need to overcome to be unstoppable. There is nothing you need to fix, nothing you need to change, nothing you need to improve. You simply need to focus on the truth of your being with such intensity that all illusions of limitation dissolve in the light of your concentrated consciousness. The unstoppable person has learned to focus on their essential nature rather than their apparent circumstances. They have learned to identify with their consciousness rather than their conditions. They have learned to be what they desire rather than to want what they desire. This is the focus that makes them unstoppable, not the focus of aching, focus of being. My friends, tonight I have shared with you the secret of becoming unstoppable through focused consciousness. This is not theory, this is practice. This is not philosophy, this is science. This is not belief. This is knowledge. When you apply this knowledge consistently, you will discover that you are indeed unstoppable because you are working with the fundamental creative power of the universe. The choice is yours. You can continue to live with scattered consciousness, buffeted by circumstances at the mercy of conditions. Or you can learn to focus your consciousness with such intensity that you become the creator of your circumstances, the master of your conditions, the architect of your destiny. The power is within you. The ability is within you. The unstoppable nature is within you. All you need to do is focus your consciousness on your desired state and maintain that focus with unwavering persistence. When you do this, you will discover that you are not only unstoppable, you are inevitable. The universe is waiting for you to claim your power. Consciousness is waiting for you to direct its creative force. Your desires are waiting for you to give them form through your focused attention. The only question is, are you ready to become unstoppable? The answer lies not in your circumstances, not in your past, not in your limitations, but in your willingness to focus your consciousness on your desired state and maintain that focus until it becomes your reality. This is the path of the unstoppable person, and it is open to you right now, in this moment, through the power of your focused consciousness. Remember, you are not trying to become unstoppable. You are recognizing that you already are. You are not trying to develop focus. You are awakening to the focused nature of your consciousness. You are not trying to create your desires. You are allowing them to be expressed through your concentrated attention. This is the truth that will set you free. You are unstoppable because you are consciousness itself. And consciousness knows no obstacles, recognizes no obstacles, knows no limitations, and accepts no defeat. Focus your consciousness on your desired state. Maintain that focus with unwavering persistence and discover the unstoppable force that you have always been. The time for scattered thinking is over. The time for divided attention is past. The time for focused consciousness is now. Gather all the rays of your attention into a single burning point of concentrated awareness and become the unstoppable force of creation that you were born to be. Your focused consciousness is the key to your unstoppable nature. Use it wisely, use it consistently, and use it now. The universe is waiting for your command, and that command is given through your focused attention on your desired state. Focus and become unstoppable. But let me take you deeper into this mystery, for there are layers upon layers of understanding that will make your focus even more powerful, more precise, more unstoppable. You see, most people who hear these words will nod their heads in agreement. They will feel inspired for a moment, and then they will return to their old patterns of scattered thinking. They will treat focus as a technique to be applied occasionally rather than a way of being to be embodied completely. The truly unstoppable person understands that focus is not something you do. It is something you are. It is not a tool you pick up when convenient. It is the very essence of your being. When you realize this, you stop trying to focus and start being focused. You stop attempting to concentrate and start living from concentration. This shift from doing to being is the difference between temporary success and permanent transformation. When you are focused, rather than simply doing focus, your entire life becomes an expression of concentrated consciousness. Your words carry power because they arise from focused intention. Your actions produce results because they are guided by concentrated awareness. Your presence alone begins to transform situations because you have become a living embodiment of focused consciousness. The ancient alchemists spoke of turning lead into gold, but they were not speaking of physical metals. They were speaking of the transformation of scattered consciousness into focused consciousness, of divided attention into concentrated awareness, of the base metal of ordinary thinking into the gold of enlightened understanding. This is the true alchemy, and it happens through the sustained focus of your consciousness on your desired state. When you maintain this focus with scientific precision, you begin to notice that your environment responds to your consciousness in ways that seem miraculous to those who do not understand the laws of mind. Opportunities appear that perfectly match your desires. People enter your life who can help you achieve your goals. Circumstances align themselves to support your vision. This is not coincidence. This is the natural result of focused consciousness operating according to its own laws. The unstoppable person has learned to trust these laws completely. They do not need to see the path before they begin walking. They know that their focused consciousness will create the path as they walk. They do not need to know how their desires will be fulfilled. They know that their concentrated attention will attract the means of fulfillment. They do not need to control the details of manifestation. They know that their focused consciousness will orchestrate every detail perfectly. This trust is not blind faith. It is the natural result of understanding how consciousness operates. When you truly comprehend that consciousness is the only reality, that everything else is simply consciousness objectified, you realize that by changing your consciousness, you must change your world. This is not a belief. This is a scientific fact that can be verified through your own experience. The laboratory for this experiment is your own mind. The instrument is your focused attention. The subject is your desired state. The method is to maintain your focus on your desired state until it becomes more real to you than your current circumstances. The result is the inevitable manifestation of your desire in the physical world. But this experiment requires absolute commitment. You cannot focus on your desired state for a few minutes and then spend the rest of your day focusing on your problems. You cannot assume your wish fulfilled in the morning and then assume your wish unfulfilled in the afternoon. You cannot be focused in some areas of your life and scattered in others. The unstoppable person has learned to make focus a total way of being. This total focus does not mean rigid thinking or obsessive behavior. It means maintaining a steady, unwavering awareness of your desired state, regardless of what appears to be happening around you. It means being so identified with your wish fulfilled that you naturally think, feel, and act from that state. It means being so concentrated in your desired consciousness that you cannot be moved by contrary evidence. The Bible tells us that Jesus, when tempted by the devil, responded with unwavering focus on his divine nature. He did not argue with the temptation. He simply maintained his focus on who he was. The devil represents the scattered thoughts that try to pull you away from your desired state. The temptation is to focus on your problems, your limitations, your fears. But like Jesus, you must maintain your focus on your divine nature, which is consciousness itself. When you do this consistently, you develop what I call spiritual momentum. Just as a physical object in motion tends to stay in motion, a consciousness in focus tends to stay in focus. The more you practice maintaining your desired state, the easier it becomes. The more you identify with your wish fulfilled, the more natural it feels. The more you embody your focused consciousness, the more unstoppable you become. This momentum is what separates the truly unstoppable person from those who experience only temporary success. Many people can focus intensely for short periods, but they cannot maintain that focus over time. They start strong but fade quickly. They begin with enthusiasm but end with disappointment. They lack the spiritual momentum that comes from sustained focus. The unstoppable person has learned to build this momentum deliberately. They begin each day by focusing on their desired state. They maintain that focus throughout their daily activities. They end each day by reinforcing their desired state. They understand that every moment of focused attention adds to their spiritual momentum, making them more unstoppable with each passing day. This daily practice of focused consciousness is not a burden, it is a joy. When you are living from your desired state, when you are embodying your wish fulfilled, when you are being what you want to become, life becomes an adventure rather than a struggle. You are not fighting against your circumstances. You are dancing with them. You are not resisting your current reality. You are transforming it through the power of your focused consciousness. The truly unstoppable person has learned to find joy in the process of focusing, not just in the results of focusing. They understand that the journey of concentrated consciousness is itself a destination, that the practice of focused awareness is itself a fulfillment, that the act of embodying their desired state is itself a victory. This joy in the process gives them the strength to persist when others would give up. It gives them the energy to maintain their focus when others would scatter. It gives them the confidence to continue when others would doubt. They are not focused because they have to be. They are focused because they love to be. Love is indeed the secret ingredient that makes focus unstoppable. When you love your desired state, when you love the feeling of being who you want to be, when you love the consciousness of your wish fulfilled, your focus becomes effortless. You do not have to force yourself to think about your desire. You cannot stop thinking about it. You do not have to discipline yourself to maintain your focus. You cannot help but maintain it. This love transforms focus from a technique into a way of life. It transforms concentration from a practice into a pleasure. It transforms the embodiment of your desired state from a discipline into a delight. When you reach this level of love for your focused consciousness, you become absolutely unstoppable because you are no longer working against your nature, you are working with it. The unstoppable person has learned to fall in love with their vision, to become enamored with their desired state, to be passionate about their wish fulfilled. This love gives them the power to maintain their focus in the face of any obstacle, to persist in their vision despite any contradiction, to embody their desired state regardless of any appearance. But this love must be combined with understanding. Love without understanding is blind. Understanding without love is cold. The unstoppable person has both. They understand the laws of consciousness and they love the practice of applying those laws. They comprehend the science of focused attention and they adore the art of concentrated awareness. This combination of love and understanding creates a focus that is both powerful and sustainable. It is powerful because it is backed by the full force of your emotions. It is sustainable because it is grounded in the solid foundation of your knowledge. When you both love and understand your focused consciousness, you become unstoppable because you are working with every aspect of your being. The mind provides the understanding, the heart provides the love, and the spirit provides the focus. When all three are aligned in the same direction, when all three are concentrated on the same desired state, when all three are embodying the same wish fulfilled, you become a trinity of unstoppable power. You are not just thinking about your desire, you are feeling it and being it. This trinity of focused consciousness is what the ancient mystics called the threefold flame. It is the union of wisdom, love, and power in a single point of concentrated awareness. When you achieve this union, you become unstoppable, because you are no longer a divided being pulling in different directions. You are a unified being moving with single-minded purpose. The development of this threefold flame requires practice, patience, and persistence. You must train your mind to understand the laws of consciousness. You must open your heart to love your desired state. You must discipline your spirit to maintain focus on your wish fulfilled. But when these three aspects of your being are working together, you become a force of nature that nothing can stop. The unstoppable person has learned to cultivate this threefold flame through daily practice. They begin each day by understanding their power, feeling their love, and focusing their consciousness. They maintain this trinity throughout their daily activities. They end each day by reinforcing that understanding, deepening their love, and strengthening their focus. This daily cultivation of the threefold flame is the secret to permanent transformation. It is not enough to understand the laws of consciousness intellectually. You must feel them emotionally and embody them spiritually. It is not enough to love your desired state sentimentally. You must understand it scientifically and focus on it consciously. It is not enough to focus on your wish fulfilled mechanically. You must understand it clearly and love it deeply. When you bring all three aspects of your being into alignment with your desired state, you create what I call a consciousness vortex. This is the concentrated field of focused awareness that draws your desires into manifestation with irresistible force. Like a whirlpool in water, this consciousness vortex pulls everything that matches its vibration into its center. The unstoppable person has learned to create and maintain this consciousness vortex through the power of their focused attention. They understand that their consciousness is not contained within their physical body, but extends out into the world around them. They know that their focused awareness creates a field of influence that affects everything within its range. This understanding gives them tremendous confidence, because they know that their consciousness is not just creating their internal experience, it is creating their external experience as well. They know that their focused attention is not just changing their thoughts, it is changing their world. They know that their concentrated awareness is not just transforming their feelings, it is transforming their circumstances. The truly unstoppable person has learned to expand this consciousness vortex until it encompasses every aspect of their life. They do not just focus on one desire. They focus on becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts all their desires. They do not just concentrate on one area of their life. They concentrate on becoming the kind of consciousness that creates success in every area. This expansion of focus from specific desires to general consciousness is the mark of the master. The beginner focuses on getting, the master focuses on being. The novice concentrates on achieving, the expert concentrates on becoming. The student directs their attention toward their goals. The teacher directs their attention toward their identity. When you learn to focus on your identity rather than your circumstances, on your being rather than your having, on your consciousness rather than your conditions, you become unstoppable, because you are no longer dependent on external validation for your sense of success. You know that you are successful because you are being successful, not because you are getting successful. This shift from external to internal focus is perhaps the most important development in your journey toward becoming unstoppable. As long as you are focused on external results, you remain vulnerable to external circumstances. But when you focus on internal states, you become invulnerable to external conditions because you know that your internal states create your external conditions. The unstoppable person has learned to measure their success by the quality of their consciousness rather than the quantity of their possessions. They know that wealth is a state of consciousness, not a bank account balance. They know that love is a state of consciousness, not a relationship status. They know that health is a state of consciousness, not a medical report. This understanding frees them from the tyranny of appearances and gives them the power to transform any situation through the application of focused consciousness. They do not need their circumstances to change before they can feel successful. They feel successful and let their circumstances change accordingly. The secret to maintaining this internal focus is to remember that you are not a human being having a spiritual experience. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. Your true nature is consciousness, and consciousness is always perfect, always complete, always fulfilled. When you focus on this truth consistently, you become unstoppable because you are no longer trying to fix something that is broken. You are simply allowing something that is perfect to be expressed. This recognition of your perfect nature is the foundation of all unstoppable focus. You are not trying to become something you are not. You are trying to express something you are. You are not trying to get something you lack. You are trying to give something you have. You are not trying to achieve something external. You are trying to revolve something internal. The unstoppable person has learned to focus on their perfection rather than their problems, on their wholeness rather than their wounds, on their completeness rather than their lacks. This focus on perfection does not mean denying the appearance of imperfection. It means recognizing that appearances are not realities and that your focused consciousness can change any appearance. When you focus on your perfect nature consistently, you begin to express that perfection in every area of your life. Your perfect health begins to manifest in your body. Your perfect wealth begins to manifest in your circumstances. Your perfect love begins to manifest in your relationships. Your perfect success begins to manifest in your endeavors. This is not positive thinking or wishful thinking. This is the recognition of what you already are. You are not trying to become perfect. You are recognizing that you already are perfect. You are not trying to attract perfection. You are allowing perfection to be expressed through your focused consciousness. The ultimate secret of the unstoppable person is this: they have learned to focus on what they are rather than what they are not, on what they have rather than what they lack, on what they can do rather than what they cannot do. This focus on the positive aspects of their being gives them unstoppable power because they are working with the creative forces of the universe rather than against them. When you focus on what you are, you become more of what you are. When you focus on what you have, you experience more of what you have. When you focus on what you can do, you discover more of what you can do. This is the law of consciousness. You become what you focus on consistently. The unstoppable person has learned to use this law deliberately and systematically. They have learned to focus their consciousness like a laser beam on their desired state until that state becomes their reality. They have learned to concentrate their attention like a magnifying glass on their wish fulfilled until that wish becomes their experience. They have learned to direct their awareness like a spotlight on their perfect nature until that perfection becomes their expression. This is the path of the unstoppable person, to focus their consciousness so completely on their desired state that they become that state. To concentrate their attention so fully on their wish fulfilled that they embody that fulfillment. To direct their awareness so totally on their perfect nature that they express that perfection. My friends, you have within you right now the power to become unstoppable through the focus of your consciousness. You have within you the ability to concentrate your attention so completely that you transform your entire world. You have within you the capacity to direct your awareness so totally that you become the master of your destiny. The only question is, will you use this power? Will you develop this ability? Will you cultivate this capacity? The choice is yours. And the time is now. Your focused consciousness is waiting to be unleashed. Your concentrated attention is waiting to be directed. Your directed awareness is waiting to be employed. Focus your consciousness on your desired state and become unstoppable. Concentrate your attention on your wish fulfilled and become inevitable. Direct your awareness on your perfect nature and become invincible. This is your birthright, your destiny, your truth. The universe is waiting for you to claim your power. Consciousness is waiting for you to direct its force. Your desires are waiting for you to give them form. All you need to do is focus, and you will become unstoppable. All you need to do is concentrate, and you will become inevitable. All you need to do is direct your awareness, and you will become invincible. The time for scattered thinking is over. The time for divided attention is past. The time for focused consciousness is now. Gather all the rays of your attention into a single burning point of concentrated awareness and become the unstoppable force of creation that you were born to be. Your focused consciousness is the key to your unstoppable nature. Use it wisely, use it consistently, and use it now. The universe is waiting for your command, and that command is given through your focused attention on your desired state. Focus and become unstoppable. I invite you to open your minds and hearts to a reality far greater than what your physical self senses perceive. So tonight we shall delve into the depths of your being, where the seeds of all creation are sown, the intricate interplay between your mind, body, and soul. Let us begin by understanding the nature of your mind. Your mind, my dear friends, is not confined to the gray matter within your skull. It is a vast, limitless realm that extends far beyond the boundaries of your physical form. It is the canvas upon which all your experiences are painted, the stage upon which the drama of your life unfolds. Your mind is the very foundation of your existence, the soil in which all your experiences, all your circumstances, all your relationships take root and flourish. Now you might wonder, Neville, how do we harness the power of our minds? How do we direct this incredible force to create the life we desire? The answer, my dear friends, lies in the art of focused attention. Your mind, you see, is like a magnifying glass. Whatever you focus upon consistently, with emotion and conviction, becomes magnified in your experience. Consider for a moment the difference between a scattered, unfocused mind and one that is laser-focused on a specific goal or desire. The scattered mind, jumping from thought to thought like a butterfly flitting from flower to flower, creates a reality that is equally scattered and unfocused. But the focused mind, like a powerful laser beam, cuts through the illusions of the physical world and shapes reality according to its vision. This, my friends, is why it's of utmost importance to be vigilant about where you place your mental focus. Are you focusing on your problems, your limitations, your fears? Or are you directing your mental energy towards your desires, your aspirations, your highest vision for yourself? Remember, where your attention goes, energy flows. And where energy flows, reality grows. But here's a crucial point that so many miss. It's not enough to simply think about your desires. You must feel them, experience them in your imagination as if they were already real. For your subconscious mind, which is the builder of your reality, does not differentiate between what you vividly imagine and what you physically experience. When you focus your mind on your desired reality, seeing it clearly in your mind's eye, feeling emotions associated with its fulfillment, you are literally impressing this reality upon your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind, being the faithful servant that it is, then works tirelessly to bring this impression into your physical experience. Now let us turn our attention to your body. Your body, my dear listeners, is not a mere physical shell housing your consciousness. It is a living temple, a miraculous instrument through which you experience and interact with the world around you. Your body is the bridge between your inner world of thoughts and feelings and the outer world of physical experience. Many people make the mistake of viewing their body as separate from their mind and soul. They treat it as a machine, fueling it with food, exercising it, and then wondering why it doesn't perform as they wish. But I tell you this, your body is an extension of your mind and soul. It is a physical manifestation of your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions. Every cell in your body is listening to your thoughts, responding to your emotions, aligning itself with your beliefs. When you focus your mind on health, vitality, and well-being, your body responds accordingly. When you visualize yourself as strong, fit, and energetic, your body begins to align with this mental image. But it goes even deeper than this. Your body is not just responding to your conscious thoughts, but to the deep-seated beliefs held in your subconscious mind. This is why it's crucial to examine and revise your beliefs about your body. Do you believe that aging must bring decline and disease? Do you believe that your body is fragile and prone to illness? These beliefs, held in the subconscious mind, will manifest in your physical experience, regardless of your conscious desires for health and vitality. The key to transforming your body lies in transforming your mind. As you focus your mind on the perfection of your body, as you hold in your imagination the image of yourself in perfect health and vitality, you are literally reshaping your physical form from the inside out. Your cells, your organs, your entire physical system begins to align with this mental image. But remember, my friends, this is not about forcing or struggling. It's not about battling against your body or trying to whip it into shape through sheer willpower. Instead, it's about aligning your mind, your imagination, and your emotions with the state of perfect health and vitality. It's about loving your body, appreciating its miraculous nature, and allowing it to express its innate perfection. As you focus on your body in this way, you'll begin to notice subtle changes. You might find yourself naturally drawn to healthier foods, or feeling inspired to move your body in ways that bring you joy. You might notice aches and pains diminishing, energy levels increasing, a general sense of well-being permeating your physical experience. These are not coincidences, my friends. They are the natural result of aligning your mind and body with the perfection that is your true nature. Now let us delve into the most profound aspect of your being, your soul. Your soul, my dear listeners, is not some nebulous ethereal concept. It is the very essence of who you are. It is your connection to the infinite, the divine spark within you that is one with the creative power of the universe. Your soul is not separate from your mind and body. Rather, it permeates every aspect of your being. It is the animating force that gives life to your body and consciousness to your mind. When you focus on your soul, you are focusing on your true self, your divine nature. Many people go through life unaware of their soul, caught up in the dramas and the physical world. They identify solely with their body and their thoughts, forgetting the infinite, eternal nature of their true self. But I tell you this, awakening to your soul nature is the key to true freedom, true peace, true fulfillment. When you focus on your soul, you begin to see beyond the limitations of the physical world. You recognize that you are not bound by your circumstances, your past experiences, or even your physical form. You realize that you are a limitless being capable of creating any reality you can conceive. But how do we focus on something as intangible as the soul? The answer lies in stillness, in silence, in turning your attention inward. In the quiet moments, when you silence the chatter of your mind and the demands of your body, you can begin to sense the presence of your soul. It's a feeling of expansiveness, of peace, of connection to something far greater than your individual self. As you practice focusing on your soul, you'll begin to experience life from a new perspective. The dramas and challenges of daily life no longer seem so overwhelming. You start to see them as opportunities for growth, for expansion, for expressing more of your divine nature. You begin to make decisions from a place of inner wisdom, rather than fear or external pressure. Moreover, you align with your soul nature. You naturally begin to align with the universal laws that govern all of creation. You find yourself in the right place at the right time, attracting experiences and relationships that support your highest good. You begin to live in a state of flow, where life unfolds with ease and grace. Now, my dear friends, let us explore how these three aspects, mind, body, and soul, work together to create and joy. Imagine, if you will, a triangle. At one point is your mind, at another your body, and a third your soul. This triangle represents the totality of your being. When all 3 points are in alignment, when you're focusing equally on mind, body, and soul, you experience a state of perfect harmony, of divine balance. But what happens when we neglect one aspect of our being? Let's say we focus solely on the mind, pursuing intellectual knowledge and mental stimulation while neglecting our physical health and spiritual well-being. We might find ourselves mentally sharp, but physically drained and spiritually empty. Or perhaps we focus exclusively on the body, pursuing physical perfection, while neglecting our mental and spiritual growth. We might achieve a fit physique, but feel unfulfilled and disconnected from our true purpose. The key, my friends, is to maintain a balanced focus on all 3 aspects of your being. As you nurture your mind with positive thoughts and empowering beliefs, as you care for your body with love and appreciation, as you connect with your soul through stillness and inner reflection, you create a harmonious, integrated state of being. From this state of balance, you become a powerful creator capable of manifesting your desires with ease and grace. Let us now explore some practical ways to focus on each aspect of your being. For the mind, I encourage you to be vigilant about your thoughts. Watch them as a detached observer would, noticing without judgment the patterns and habits of your thinking. When you catch yourself in negative or limiting thoughts, gently redirect your focus to what you want to experience. Practice visualization, seeing clearly in your mind's eye the reality you wish to create. Feel the emotions associated with the fulfillment of your desires. For the body, I invite you to develop a deep appreciation for this miraculous vehicle in habit. Speak to your body with love and gratitude. Visualize it in a state of perfect health and vitality. When you eat, do so with consciousness as blessing your food and imagining it nourishing every cell of your body. Move your body in ways that bring you joy, not as a chore or punishment, but as a celebration of life. For the soul, create moments of stillness in your day. Practice meditation, not as a technique to be mastered, but as an opportunity to commune with your higher self. In these quiet moments, turn your attention inward, beyond your thoughts and physical sensations, to the vast, peaceful presence that is your true nature. As you go about your day, strive to maintain an awareness of this inner presence, letting it guide your actions and decisions. As you focus on integrating mind, body, and soul, you may encounter resistance. Old habits of thought and behavior may try to reassert themselves. Doubts may arise, questioning the reality of your soul or the power of your mind to shape your experience. This is natural, my friends. These are simply the old patterns fighting for survival. When you encounter this resistance, do not fight against it. Fighting only gives it more power. Instead, observe it with detachment and compassion. Recognize it for what it is, the dying gasp of old limiting beliefs. Then gently but firmly redirect your focus to your new, empowering vision of yourself. Remember, my dear listeners, that this integration of mind, body, and soul is not a destination to be reached, but a journey to be lived. Or it is a moment-by-moment choice to align with your highest self, to live from a place of balance and harmony. There will be times when you feel perfectly aligned, and times when you feel off balance. This is all part of the journey. The key is to keep returning your focus to this integration, to keep choosing alignment over and over again. As you persist in this practice, you will begin to notice profound changes in your life. You may find that challenges which once seemed insurmountable now appear as opportunities for growth. You may notice synchronicities and coincidences occurring more frequently, guiding you towards your desires. You may experience a deep sense of peace and fulfillment, regardless of external circumstances. But perhaps the most profound change will be in your relationship with yourself. As you focus on integrating mind, body, and soul, you develop a deep love and appreciation for all aspects of your being. You begin to see yourself as you truly are, a divine being having a human experience, a creator shaping through the power of your consciousness. This self-love, this self-appreciation becomes the foundation for all your experiences in the world. For how can you truly love others if you do not first love yourself? How can you appreciate the beauty of the world if you do not first appreciate the beauty within you? As you cultivate this loving relationship with yourself, you'll find that your external world begins to mirror this inner state. You attract loving relationships, fulfilling experiences, and abundant opportunities. Now, my friends, I want to address a question that often arises when discussing the integration of mind, body, and soul. Many ask Neville, how do I maintain this focus in the face of life's challenges? How do I stay centered when the world around me seems chaotic? To this, I say the challenges and chaos you perceive in the outer world are reflections of inner states of consciousness. When you maintain your focus on the integration of mind, body, and soul, you create an inner state of harmony that must by law be reflected in your outer experience. The key is to remember that you are not at the mercy of external circumstances. You are the creator of your reality. When faced with challenges, return your focus to this inner harmony. See the challenge not as a problem to be solved, but as an opportunity to express more of your divine nature. Use your mind to reframe the situation, seeing the blessing hidden within it. Use your body as an anchor, staying present in the moment, rather than getting lost in worry about the future or regret about the past. Connect with your soul, drawing upon the infinite wisdom and power that is your true nature. As you practice this, you'll find that you become like a rock in the midst of a storm, steady, unmoved, at peace, regardless of what's happening around you. This doesn't mean you become passive or indifferent. On the contrary, you become more effective in your actions because they come from a place of inner calm and clarity rather than fear or reactivity. My dear friends, as we near the conclusion of our discussion, I want to emphasize a point of utmost importance. The power to focus on your mind, body, and soul is not some external force that you need to acquire or develop. It is your very nature. It is who you are at the core of your being. You are a divine being possessing infinite potential, expressing yourself through the vehicle of your human form. When you focus on integrating mind, body, and soul, you are simply remembering your true nature. You are aligning yourself with the fundamental creative force of existence. This is why this practice is so powerful. It is not about becoming something you're not, but about recognizing and expressing what you truly are. So, my dear friends, as you go forth from this place, carrying this knowledge with you, I urge you to maintain your focus on the integration of mind, body, and soul. Recognize the immense power you wield when these three aspects of your being are in harmony. Use this power wisely, use it lovingly, use it to create a life that reflects your highest vision for yourself and for the world. Begin each day with a conscious focus on all three aspects of your being. As you wake before your feet touch the floor, take a moment to center yourself. Bring your attention to your mind, setting positive intentions for the day. Focus on your body, feeling gratitude for its miraculous nature. Connect with your soul, recognizing the divine presence within you. Throughout your day, be mindful of maintaining this integration. When you find yourself caught up in mental chatter, gently bring your attention back to your body, feeling your breath, sensing your physical presence. When you notice tension or discomfort in your body, use your mind to send loving thoughts to that area and connect with your soul for healing energy. When you feel disconnected or lost, turn inward to the quiet presence of your soul, letting it guide you back to balance. As you interact with others, do so from this place of integration. Let your words be a reflection of your highest thoughts. Let your actions be an expression of your soul's wisdom. Let your physical presence radiate the vitality of being. In doing so, you not only transform your own life, but you inspire and uplift those around you. And as you retire for the night, take a moment to reflect on your day. Acknowledge the moments when you maintain your focus on mind, body, and soul integration and the positive effects this had on your experiences. If there were moments when you lost this focus, simply observe this without judgment and set the intention to return to integration the next day. Remember, my friends, this focus on mind, body, and soul integration is not a burden or a chore. It is the most natural and most fulfilling way to live. It is your birthright as a divine being. As you consistently maintain this focus, you will find that life becomes more joyful, more peaceful, more abundant in every way. You will begin to notice changes in every aspect of your life. Your mental state becomes clearer, more positive, more focused on what you want to create rather than what you fear. Your body begins to align with your mental image of health and vitality, functioning with greater ease and energy. Your soul expression becomes more apparent in your life, guiding you towards experiences that fulfill your deepest purpose. These changes may be subtle at first, a shift in your mood, a new insight or inspiration, a harmonious interaction where there was once conflict. Acknowledge these changes, no matter how small, with gratitude. For they are the first fruits of your integrated consciousness, the early manifestations of your alignment with your true nature. And as you notice these changes, let them fuel your commitment to this practice. Let them strengthen your conviction in the power of focusing on mind, body, and soul integration. For this is the law of your being. What you consistently focus on with feeling must objectify itself in your world. But remember, the greatest change, the most profound transformation will occur within you. As you consistently focus on integrating mind, body, and soul, you are reconditioning your entire being. You are literally rewiring your brain, recalibrating your body's energy systems, and deepening your connection to your soul. You will find yourself naturally thinking more positively, feeling more vibrant and elaborating more in alignment with your highest self. You will find yourself naturally attracted to people, experiences, and opportunities that support your A-graded state of being. You will find yourself making decisions from a place of inner wisdom and love, rather than from fear or external pressure. This inner transformation is the real miracle of focusing on mind, body, and soul integration. For as you align these aspects of your being, as you step into the truth of your divine nature, your entire world must reshape itself to match this new inner reality. So, my dear friends, I challenge you to embark on this journey of transformation. Commit to focusing on the integration of your mind, body, and soul consistently, passionately, faithfully. Make it the central practice of your life. Write about it in your journal. Speak about it with like-minded friends. Feel its truth in every fiber of your being. And as you do, watch in awe as your life transforms. Watch as inner peace becomes your natural state, as vitality flows through you effortlessly, as wisdom unwinds your every decision. Watch as you step into the fullness of your divine nature, recognizing yourself as the powerful creator you truly are. For you are a divine being, expressing yourself through the miracle of human form. You are the author of your life story. You are the architect of your reality. Embrace this truth, live from it, and watch as miracles unfold in your life. Go forth, my dear friends, with this knowledge. Use it wisely, use it lovingly, use it to create a life that reflects your highest vision. For in doing so, you are not only transforming your own life, but you are contributing to the elevation of all humanity. You are showing others what is possible when we focus on integrating mind, body, and soul. Remember, your focus determines your reality. As you maintain your focus on the integration of mind, body, and soul, you are aligning with the creative power of the universe. You are stepping into your role as a conscious creator, shaping your reality according to your highest vision. You are powerful beyond measure. You are divine. You are the integrated being of mind, body, and soul. Now go and create the life of your dreams. For it is your birthright, it is your nature, it is who you truly are. Thank you, and may your focus on mind, body, and soul integration guide you to the fulfillment of your highest potential.